Hello everyone. In this video, we will be learning how to search or fetch for a particular record or a group of record using SQL's where clause. Where clause is used to limit the output to a particular record or a set of record. It acts as a condition on our select statement. Let us start by reviewing the fundamentals of where clause. Of course, if I write select star from employees, I'm gonna get all the columns and all the records in the table. What if I only wish to view employees working in department number 10? In that case, I can add a where clause to my select statement. I can say where department number equals to 10. And when I run this, only records where department number column has a value of 10 will make it to my output. So I have put a filter condition on my select that only records meeting this condition should be displayed. Say, what if I want to have a list of all managers? And if I write select star from EMP where job equals to manager. So we have manager as a value here, as a job here. I run this select statement and have a look at the output. Although I have job manager, but I don't get it in the output because I again want you to see the records. Have a look here. All the job values are in uppercase, whereas the value that I entered is in lowercase. So now if I change it to manager in uppercase, you will note that I have 3 employees where the job is manager. Now, didn't I tell you that SQL is not case sensitive? Yes. This is SQL language. You can write this part of the code in either uppercase or lowercase or any mix it up, just the way I have done it. But this manager is not a keyword. This is not part of SQL language. This is the data that we entered in a table. So SQL language is not case sensitive, but the data in the tables is case sensitive. So if the data exists in uppercase, you should fetch it in uppercase. If the data exists in lowercase, you should match the case basically. Now later on, we will be learning some functions on so that this searching and fetching becomes easy. We can work around this, but that will come in later videos. For now, for today, we have to match the case. Same way, let us say I want to fetch all the records or all the employees where this hire date column is basically 3rd December 1981. So I want to fetch records that have a hire date of 3rd December 1981. And I write select star from EMP where the hire date column is date values are also to be written in single quote 3rd December 1981. I execute this statement and again I don't get any data. Again, the reason here is that in each RDBMS, there will be a date format. Each RDBMS has its own date format. In Postgres, the date format is 4 digits of year, 2 digits of month, and then 2 digits of the day. So I have to match that format. I have to match that format. The same date, I'm just realigning its format, just making it in the right format, 3rd December 1981. I run this, and now I get 2 employees whose hire date is 3rd December 1981. So, character values are case sensitive, whereas date values are format sensitive. Now, Some implicit conversions may happen with date values. So there are certain non-standard date formats that the database may implicitly convert and accept it. So some other formats may work, but again, then there is an implicit data type conversion happening internally. So the best practice is to just follow the date format of the database. Now again, there are functions that we are going to learn later on. We can convert the date values to a desired format and all that, but those functions will come at a later lecture. For now, let us just continue with the standard date format. This is basically the fundamental of where clause. I'm showing you how to use where clause with character values, how to use where clause with date values. This is merely the fundamentals of where clause. If you have noted, in all the three select statements, I'm just writing one condition. Department something, job something, hire date something. And I'm always using what? I'm only using what? Comparison operator, the equal to. I hope I don't need to explain you what are comparison operators. And here is a list. So very quickly, equal to, less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, and not equal to. Let us see few examples. I want a list of all employees where the salary is greater than or equal to, salary is greater than or equals to 3,000. Should be very simple. Select all from EMP where salary is greater than equal to 3,000. Let us see. And there you go. If you look at the salary column, they are all either 3,000 or higher. Let us say employees who do not work in department number 20. So select all from EMP where department number, and this is one way of writing not equal to, the question was 20? Yep, 20. So let us run this and have a look at the department number column, guys. You will see all the departments except 20. Let me check if this one works. I'm not sure. Let me confirm. So yeah, this one also works. So there are more than one operators possible, but I am going to use this one for now. So these are comparison operators that you can use with your select statement. Now again, we are just using one condition at a time. What if I want to find out who is the manager of department number 10? Now here I have two conditions. So list the manager of department number 10. So now I basically have two conditions. The first condition is that the job should be manager. The second condition is that the department number should be what? 10. Whenever you have more than one condition, you're gonna combine these conditions with logical operators and or not. Whenever you want both the conditions to be true, you're going to use the AND operator. So have a look. Select all from EMP where job equals to manager and department number equals to 10. Let us test this. Let us test this and have a look. Job is manager, department is 10. So, and basically make sure that condition 1 is also true, condition 2 is also true. When both of them are true, only then you're going to get the output. Whereas here, if I want to list all employees working as either clerk, comma, analyst. So I want a list of employees who are working or whose job is clerk, analyst, comma, analyst. So select star from EMP where job equals to clerk, job equals to analyst. Now ask yourself, can there be one employee that have both the jobs at the same time? Can you have one record of employee whose job is clerk and whose job is also analyst? No, not possible. So even if I had written here and as an English statement, I just want you to understand this. Your manager, your non-technical team, they're going to give you a question like this. Oh, give me the sales report of this department and that department. So in English statement, that makes sense. But if an English question has and, that does not necessarily mean that your SQL will also have an and. Okay, I just wanted you to make that case. So this will basically be an or. Because if I write an and, of course, I'll not get any data. Have a look. If I write and, I'll not get any data. Why? Because I am asking the database to give me employee whose job column has a value of clerk and also the same job column has a value of analyst, which is not possible, right? There is no such employee. So even if the question has an and, that does not necessarily mean that you have to use an and. So here you are basically looking for two different values of the same column. So it has to be an or. Okay. Just to avoid confusion, I'm not going to write either and or. I'm just going to give a comma there. You have to interpret that. This is an example of the two logical operators. When you want both the conditions to be true, you're going to use the AND operator. When you want either one of the conditions to be true, you're going to use the OR operator. Let us see one more scenario, okay? Let us make it a bit more complex. Have a look here. List the managers of department number 10, 30. Now, how many conditions are there here? Job has to be manager, department has to be 10, department has to be 30, right? So department has to be either 10 or department has to be 30. So select star from EMP where job equals to manager. This should be off, I'm sorry. List the department managers off, okay? So job should be manager and the department number has to be either 10 or the department number has to be 30. So logically, it is perfect. I'm going to run this. So I do get the manager of department number 10. Have a look here. So for department number 10, I am getting the manager. No issues there. But if you don't, for department number 30, I am getting all the non-managers also. The reason is this and is only applying the job manager condition on department 10. It is not applying it on department 30. So here, giving a bracket will have a great impact and it will basically change the logic of the question, of the query. So now this and is for everything in the bracket. And when I run this, have a look. The manager condition is now applied to department 10 or 30, both of them basically, and I get the manager of both the department. So this is also something that needs to be taken into consideration. Again, these are the fundamentals of where clause, where you are using comparison operators, logical operators. The next thing that we want to learn in where clause is, let us say I want to list all employees whose salary is 1500 to 3000. Okay. Now, one way of doing that is I could write select star from EMP where salary is greater than equal to 1500 and salary is less than equal to 3000. So salary should be either 1500 or greater and salary should be 3000 or less. Let me run this. And if you look at the values in the salary column, they will all be 1500 or above and 3000 and below. This is one way of writing it. There is another way of writing it, and that is I could write select star from EMP where salary, and then I say between 1500 and 3000. And basically the output will be same. Both the queries logically, performance-wise, and output-wise the same. It's just two ways of doing the work. This between is one of the four special operators of where clause. This between is one of the four special operators of where clause. You will use between when you want to search within a range of values or within a range of date. You can also do between on characters, but that is rarely used. But yeah, most often you're going to search between a range of numbers or search between a range of date. This is between operator. Next, let us say we want to list all employees working as president, clerk, analyst. So one way of doing that is I could write select star from EMP where job equals to president or job equals to clerk or job equals to analyst. Now, if I had to search for 10 different jobs, I would have to write job equals to president, job equals to value, job equals to value 10 times. 10 times I will have to repeat this column equal to value if I'm looking for 10 different values, right? One shortcut or easier way of doing that is I could write select star from EMP where job and then I say in and I provide a list of values. So in is another special operator of SQL that you use with a where clause. And the purpose of using in is when you want to search in a list of values. It could be a list of numbers, it could be a list of date, it could be a list of characters. So basically performance wise, logic wise, both these queries are same. Just two different ways of doing it. Okay, just two different ways of working with it. So this is the second special operator in. The second special operator that we are saying is in. Next, let us say I want to list all employees who do not get commission. So if you see the second last column, there are some employees who get commission, and then there are some where the commission is simply null. Now, if I write like this, select star from EMP, where commission equals to null, I will not get anything. Because as we discussed earlier, null basically in RDBMS, null is missing information. Null is not equal, null is not zero. Okay, null is not equal to zero. Null is basically empty space. No information there. It's missing information. And equal to is a comparison operator. It will compare left hand side to right hand side. So null is empty, it's nothing there. There's nothing to compare. So equal to is not capable of dealing with nulls. Excuse me. So there's a special operator called is null. I write this and have a look. These are all the employees who do not get commission. So is null is another special operator. Now, do you remember that with logical operator, we had and, or, and then there was something called as not. We did not see an example of not. Not is basically used whenever you want to do the opposite. Okay. So if I say where commission is not null, so basically these are all the employees who get commission. Same way, here I can write where salary not between. I can write where job not in. So I can use the not keyword in any of these places. You can try it out. I encourage you to try it out. So try the not operator with between and in. So this is the third special operator is null. Let us move on. The last part of where clause. List all employees whose name start with the alphabet A or character A. Now here we are not looking for an exact match, meaning we don't care what is the total name, the complete name. We don't care what is the second, third, fourth character. We just want all employees where only the starting character is A. The rest of the characters could be anything. So this is called as a pattern search. And to perform a pattern search, we can use two wildcards. In Postgres, I can use, let me check first because in Oracle it is a star. So let me percentage. So let me just check, select star from EMP where ename, and we don't write equal to. We use something called as like, a special operator called like, because equal to is again an exact match. We are not looking for an exact match. Where ename like a percentage. Let me confirm this. In some RDBMS, it's a star, in some it is a percentage. And yes, let me check if percentage works in Postgres. So no, percentage doesn't, sorry, star doesn't work in Postgres. It has to be percentage. So here, percentage represents 0 to many character. Now what we are telling the RDBMS is, I want ename where the first character is A, and then percentage basically means there can be 0 to many characters after A. That's what percentage basically means. So again, I run this and have a look. Now let us say if I want, employees where the names ends with a D. Okay. So I'm gonna write percentage D. Have a look here, guys. Let me run this. Let me run this. So have a look at the name, Warren Ford. In fact, I don't need to select star. I can just focus on the name column to make it, simple for you to comprehend. Have a look. And this is very, very useful. A lot of time we may not know the complete exact spelling, and that is when we do pattern search using these wildcards. Next, I want all the values, sorry, all the names where the second character is I. I don't care what is the first character. I don't know. I don't care what is the rest of the characters, but the second character has to be I. So I'm going to write underscore I percentage. Underscore represents one missing character. Second has to be I, and then again it can be followed by any number of other characters. I'm going to run this. Have a look. Why did I write select ename? Anyway. So King and Miller, the second character is I. I want names where second last character is R. Okay. It can start with anything. So there can be any number of characters in the beginning, but before the last, so underscore is basically one character. Okay. Any one character. But before the last character, this position should have an R. This is my requirement. So let me check and have a look. All these names, the second last character is R. I want all names that contain character A, and then I want all names that do not contain character A. So if I want to search for names that has A at any position, I'm not looking for any position. The question is not about any one position. So I'm going to just write percentage A percentage. So name where at any position there is character A will come in the output. Have a look. And when you want to do the opposite, I'm going to simply say where ename not like the same thing, percentage A percentage. So this is how you're going to use the not. This is how you're going to use the, not with your special operators. And have a look. These are all the names that do not have A at any position. This is your special operator like. It is used to perform wildcard search, pattern search on on character data. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna put all of that here. And of course, you can practice. You can apply your own logic to come up with different search patterns. And there you go. So the fourth and last special operator that we have to see is like. This is pretty much all that we are gonna, learn in where clause. Where clause is the fundamental logic building blocks of SQL. This is where the logic starts. You don't require logic to create table. You don't require logic to put data in a table. The logic starts from where clause. Then later we're going to learn functions, and then we're going to learn subqueries and joins. I used to conduct interviews for freshers. If I have to ask 10 questions, 7 questions will be on select statement, and those select statements will be mostly on where, subqueries, joins, because this is where your analytical skills can be tested. Creating a table is a syntax-oriented operation. You have to remember the syntax, right? It doesn't require great deal of analytic. So analytical skills are basically required in this. And this is just the beginning. As we move further and move forward in the course, it's going to get more and more analytical. So this is it. Please move on to the next lecture, everyone.